Hello, I'm going to be analyzing Jewel Kilcher's poem, All the Words. I'm going to read it out loud. All the words I wish your fingers could feel. All the times I've wished you could know the silent sorrow lying stiff in my throat, like cold and broken teeth. I wish you could hear the child that cries in my flesh and makes my bones ache. I wish you could speak to my fear. I wish you could hold me in your arms like oceans and soothe what my muscles remember. All the bruises, all the sour hope, all the screams and scraped knees, the cloudy days so dark, I wondered if my eyes were even open. The days that I felt like August, and that I too would soon turn to fall. So I'm going to read the summary so that you get a better idea of what the poem is, not just like hearing a big block of words. So the first stanza is that somebody wishes that someone else could feel words in pain. The next one is they wish they could be held in someone's arms. The one after that is they are remembering bad memories and wondering if their eyes are still open. And the last one is they feel like August, but they know that they will soon turn to fall. So Jewel Kilcher writes in free verse. I don't think I came across a poem or song of hers that had rhyme or rhythm/meter. So that is definitely one of the first things I noticed. And also one of the next things I noticed that is very prominent in this poem was repetition of the phrase I wish. So I'm going to read some of the times that she said I wish. In the first line she says, all the words I wish your fingers could feel. And the next, all the times I've wished you could know the silent sorrow. And then later on she says, I wish you could hear the child that cries. And then after that is, I wish you could speak to my fear. I wish you could hold me in your arms like oceans. So that's definitely a lot of times of her saying, I wish. And so we can clearly see that she wants something, she's craving something, she yearns for somebody. So that was very prominent. And she also uses a lot of personification and similes in her poetry, and sometimes consonants and alliteration and assonance. So I'm going to read out loud a few of those. The first personification that I found was the silent sorrow lying stiff in my throat. The next is, I wish you could speak to my fear. And one of the other ones I found was, my muscles remember. Some examples of similes are the silent sorrow lying stiff in my throat like cold and broken teeth. And then, I wish you could hold me in your arms like oceans. And the days that I felt like August, and that I too would soon turn to fall. And one of the things I noticed was she talked a lot about like her body parts, I don't know. She says, my bones ache, my flesh, a child that cries in my flesh. So yeah, she uses that a lot, and I thought that shows that kind of attaches the emotions to her body and kind of show that she's suffering on the inside, because in the line that it says, the child that cries in my flesh, you could see that there's somebody inside of her. Well, inside she wants to be comforted and heard, and what she's asking, what she wishes, is that somebody could comfort her, which is what she says throughout the whole poem. So and an example of consonants that I found was towards the end of the poem, when the cloudy days so dark. So this poem I found was about somebody that was in pain or was struggling, and they wanted somebody to comfort them because they didn't know how to deal with it themselves. So the theme that I found was, we all need somebody in our life to help us when we are down or in pain. The people that can listen to us when we are down or help us up are to be treasured. So this was a relatively short poem, but I definitely took a lot out of it. I understand, and this poem, it's very relatable to a lot of people because everybody suffers and wants comfort, and everybody goes through hardships in their life. So I think that this poem reflects the hardships of people's life, but also specifically Jewel's life, because as I explained in her biography video, she did not have an easy childhood, and her career didn't start off perfect. She definitely struggled to make her career as a music successful, and I do not doubt that there were times when Jewel felt just down and she wanted to quit and she was in pain and she needed somebody to comfort her. So I think that's what she put into this poem, and it's a really great poem. Okay, thank you.